Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you brothers that are pushing this word out in truth and sincerity and in charity. I am the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, Lord willing to be edifying. And this is going to be on this article from the New York Post called Why More Men Are Suffering from Infertility Than Ever Before. Okay, so right now you got a crisis going on of infertility, alright, among men and women as well. Alright, it says men's average sperm counts are down globally and testosterone levels have plunged while erectile dysfunction is cruelly on the rise. Sperm counts in Western countries, meaning here in America obviously, have dropped by more than 50% since the 70s. At the same time, men's problems while conceiving are going up, erectile dysfunction is increasing, and testosterone levels are declining by 1% each year. The current state of reproductive affairs can't continue much longer without threatening human survival, warns Mount Sinai fertility scientist Dr. Shanna Swan in her book Countdown, out Tuesday. It's a global existential crisis. Okay, I'm gonna go down a little bit. Well, I'm gonna read this part here. It says since in 2017, she sounded the alarm with the meta-analysis of 40,000 men that showed that sperm count fell a whopping 59% between 1973 and 2011. It says we are already seeing the effects. Worldwide, fertility has dropped by 50% between 1960 and 2015. The United States has a total birth rate that is 16% below what is needed to replace itself. Though there are obvious factors at play, couples are conceiving later and opting to have smaller families. Swan urges that the issues run deeper than personal choice. Rates of miscarriages are on the rise and girls are expecting earlier and earlier puberties, in some cases before the age of 8. In some parts of the world, the average 20-something woman today is less fertile than her grandmother was at 35, Swan writes. Okay, and yeah, you could really notice that and tell because of the diet that our generation and this generation eats and consumes and wears, the things they wear, the chemicals all around us. It's no thanks to Esau Edom as well. It says it's no wonder that the assisted reproduction technology market is worth about $21 billion and is projected to increase by 10% annually until 2025. Says still, fertility issues have been focused on women for too long. If women want to have a baby, they are often told, clean up your act, Swan writes, but it's probably more important for men to do so. Normal sperm count ranges from 15 million sperm per milliliter to 200 million per milliliter. Though the World Health Organization deems a rate below 15 million as low, Swan urges that anything below 40 million creates challenges for reproduction. Today, the average male is nearing that number at 47.1 million sperm per milliliter. Compare him to his father, who had an average of 99 million sperm per milliliter. And it's clear that this is a deeply worrying trend, and that's real crazy, man. That's insane. All right. your grandfather in his time had way more sperm than his grandchild does today. It says, not only do men have less sperm than their fathers, but they also have lower testosterone levels. A 2006 study shows that a 65-year-old man in 2002 would have testosterone levels that are 15% lower than a 65-year-old man in 1987. A similar drop has been noticed in young adults and adolescents according to a 2020 Urology Times Journal article. It says, as a result, prescriptions for testosterone replacement therapies doubled between 2010 and 2013, according to Forbes. But there was one troubling side effect. 90% of men can have their sperm counts drop to 0 while they are on it, Swan writes. So it says your sperm can drop to 0 if you're on a testosterone replacement therapy. Sexual desire has followed a similar path. A massive sexual slump is underway due to declines in people's sex drives and interest in sexual activity. Men now seek help for erectile dysfunction on average 7 years earlier than they did in 2005, and 26% of men who deal with it are under the age of 40. So there's no reason and there's no way why a 25-year-old man would need a testosterone replacement or even a testosterone booster or anything like that, man. A man naturally should be healthy and have everything functioning properly, but it's damn near impossible living in the wicked world of Esau Edom. Okay, on the more extreme end of things, there have been overall increases in genital abnormalities, including higher documented rates of undescended testicles and unusually small penises. These issues have been mirrored in the animal kingdom. Baltic gray seals have reduced reproductive abilities, polar bears have smaller genitals and lower than average testosterone levels, and alligators, panthers, and minks have all shown increases in reproductive and genital abnormalities. So even the animals in this wicked world have to suffer for no reason, man. All because Esau Edom is in power. Okay, who's spraying the chemtrails in the air? Who's polluting the oceans? Alright, who put an island of garbage bigger than Texas in the ocean, man? With all plastic and chemicals. So what's going on? Many of us simply eat too many things that are not good for us, move too little, drink too much alcohol, and engage in habits that are actively hindering our reproductive abilities. And it goes on to show you that the plastics and chemicals in the environment it affects your hormones and men and women. Okay, the cosmetic stuff, creams, things like that. The pesticides that go on our foods, GMOs, things like that. Smoking, drinking, not exercising. All affects your hormonal levels, your sperm count, your fertility, and all these things. Okay, and there's nothing we can do about the air we breathe, and even water has forever chemicals in it. All thanks to who? All thanks to E, man. Alright, so I got a couple of scriptures here. In 2nd Ezra 14, I'm gonna start at 16. It says, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more evil increase upon them that dwell therein." So the world is becoming weaker through age. The more we go on like this, the more we go on like this, the weaker we're gonna get and the smaller we're gonna get, man. Okay, and it's all thanks to who? Again, Esau Edom, man. Who's spraying all this stuff in the air, in the water, in the food? And that's not by accident. Okay, he wants this to happen. He's trying to turn men into women, and he's trying to turn women into men. Okay, what's the first thing Biden did when he got into office? Okay, he didn't give a new COVID relief bill. He didn't get rid of student debt. He didn't give you Medicare for all. He gave the LGBTQ community more laws, right? That transgenders could play in sports now, and that they could walk around freely and stuff like that, and you know, other things. That was the first thing that he did when he got in office, right after he swore on the Bible that condemns this stuff. Okay, this place has got to go. That's why Yahweh Shai said that, or the scriptures say that there shall be no flesh to be saved, man. If this world would continue to go on, there would be no flesh to save. There'd be nobody to save. Because if it continued like this, you know, the world would literally end off, and Esau Edom would die off eventually from himself, man. He's just a cancer that has to go. Okay? And then this is 2nd Ezra chapter 5. And I'm gonna start at verse 51. It says, "He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature?" So why are not the ones that why not the ones that came after these smaller? Like why is the newer generation smaller and smaller? And she shall answer thee that they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than ye. Alright, so our forefathers were mighty, strong, powerful, taller. You know, they didn't have to take testosterone pills. They didn't have to be on testosterone replacement therapy. They didn't have to take supplements. They didn't have to take vitamin 3. They didn't have to take vitamin B12. They didn't have to take zinc. Alright, they didn't have to take any of these things. Alright, there wasn't any GMOs. They didn't put pesticides and chemtrails in the air and drink fluoridated water and smoke cigars all day. Okay? They weren't eating off plastic. Alright, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old have passed over the strength of youth. Alright, so we're the smallest and the weakest generation that there has ever been, and it's going to continue to go on like that. Okay, why? Because of Esau Edom's rulership. Okay, but in the kingdom it's not gonna be like that. Alright, in the kingdom it's not gonna be like that. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 60. In verse 21, it says that people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time. Okay, so this is what the Lord is going to do once he takes out Esau, Edom, and then once we shall be changed. Okay, as it says here in the book of Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 31, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So the elect, they're going to renew their strength. Okay, let's see what that word renew is. See if it says anything interesting. That word renew. To pass on our way, to change, to go on from, sprout again like grass. Substitute, alter, change for better, renew, to show newness of tree. But yeah, pretty much renew. Okay, so we're not gonna be in these weak, fragile bodies that need take supplements every day. Okay, we're gonna renew our strength. We're gonna have new bodies, and a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. All right, that's what we got to look forward to. Okay, so the Most High has made Israel as the sand of the sea, and as the stars of the heavens. Okay, that can't be numbered for a multitude. All right, and just that's how it is now. Imagine how it is. It's going to be in the kingdom. It's going to be so much that we're not going to fit on the planet Earth. Okay, Yahushua said that I go and prepare a place for you, that in my Father's house are many mansions. Okay, so we got a whole galaxy and universes and planets that we're all gonna inherit and occupy. Okay, so yeah, man, let me get that one I had quoted earlier. Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for their elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Alright, so if these days were not shortened, if these days were not sped up to the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then there'd be nobody to save, because if it kept going on like this, it's just gonna we just go on and die. But for the elect's sake, these days are shortened, man. The time is speeding up. Alright, it's 2021. We're about to enter March. Alright, 2020 felt like it was yesterday. Alright, so, you know, this year's even speeding up itself. So, you know, I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all glory and praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to those and apostles of great most. So until next time, Shalom.